Good afternoon, all. Camelback Trading 2724 coming to you this Tuesday afternoon, May 5th. We're looking at the market profile of the SPY ETF here on Window Trader. Another bizarre day, another annoying day with bad ticks. Once again, the low in the day happened in M period on a price probe at 285.75. We have a bad tick again all the way down at the 283.71 level or something like that. Totally distorts the POC. It totally distorts the charts if you're not here to see it. They're happening more and more frequently, and I just don't understand why they're left on the tape. They should come off the tape. Okay. Bizarre day today. We gap higher. Really don't look back. Have a chance for a trend day up. Remember, we had a trend day up yesterday. We had lower value. We had 9 or 10 wide and overlapping a lower value. Today, we have higher value, chance for single prints. Trend day goes away, and we have a price probe to the downside. You think we're trading against absolute mindless machines? Oh, I know we are. Pathetic. Volume, 75 million. 30% of it was done in L&M on the way down. And still horrible volume on the day. We just grinded up on nothing. If you take away L&M, we had a perfect P shape going for short covering, which means, again, it wasn't real long-term money. I mean, I had a good day today. Some people got caught in my room on that so-called new news after the Fed spoke with Twitter. Oh, unemployment's high. We're looking at a recession. No kidding. But unfortunately, we're in a world where these algorithms are set to key words and phrases, and they go with them, even if it is old news. We're going to have to live with that. We're going to have to live with that probably forever, but certainly going forward as we get closer to the election. Still with this virus, if we're going to have more issues with China, with the trade deal because of this virus, we're going to have to prepare for it. I do not trade with stops because in options, I just don't like it. I'm at the risk of the market. I do not advise anybody not to trade with stops, though. Realize that. I got caught in this, but I'll go over all my trades. I end up making money on it, and I'll tell you why I was still in the trade as I get to it. So let's start with the day, A period. We opened. I said I didn't want to do anything. Well, we opened. We got below the opening briefly, and then we started trading up. We got our naked POC from the 28th. And as we shot higher, we had incredibly poor structure. So I took a quick put play. It worked out nicely as we went down and repaired the poor structure. And by the way, we have poor structure in L period today that never got repaired. Now I'm in 5 or 6 tick increments. I'm going over. We can't see it. It would have to be in 1 tick increments. Maybe I'll show you later. But that's the first time I've seen that. So remains to be seen what goes on with that. So then B period started. B period took out A's high, did not fill the gap right away, came in, so I got long because I thought just like yesterday where we would take out the day's high, I thought we would fill the gap. So I got long when we pulled back into A, added to it a couple of times, back and forth, finally B went and closed the gap. That was a good trade. C period came down. Never took out B's low, got long again, rode it back up, and took it off near its high. Again, D, same thing. D took out C's high. Again, I got long because now I'm like, we're going to take out the day's high. We did that. The reason, so why am I playing it from the long side? For a lot of reasons. We never saw the opening after A. Value's higher. The gap's holding, and we're one-time framing up. So that's why I took it from the long side. I got out at B's high. I was very happy. Now, I did nothing when we started having the single prints. We had single prints in D. We had single prints in F. The grind was horrendous. So I didn't want to go long here, and I didn't want to short it here. So it put me at neutral. I thought we had a decent chance of getting the POC from the 30th. That was the next destination. However, when G period opened, I said, you know what? If G doesn't take out E's high, I think the one-time framing down is going to stop, and we're going to fill these single prints. So I took a put play when G opened, went higher, took another put play. Came down, did exactly what I thought. Filled the single prints. I actually said I should get on board for more because we're going to get down to park. Never did, but that was fine. And by the way, we ended 8 wide. There's no doubt in my mind, if that little Twitter headline didn't hit, that we would have ended 9 wide, but we didn't. So, the destinations are going to be far and wide. So, I took that short in G. It was a good one. Took a long in J period when it came back down, up to eyes high. I actually took a short. Now, I tried to take a short in K. As soon as K popped the top, I thought we were going to go up, come back down, and get POC. K went up so fast, came back in, never got it. L opened. I got a put play, another big one, added to it once or twice, but I took it off at POC because for sure, in my mind, we were going to get 9 wide. So now I'm looking for us to go lower. I didn't think we would take out H's low. So I got out of the short, came down. Now, as soon as we take out H's low, I start getting long. Now, not a lot, but I did. And a couple of times I did it. It went back and forth. Then it started accelerating to the downside. I had 10 calls left. I started buying more as we got to value low. A couple of times we got to B and C's low. It came in, out, in, out. I was doing okay. M started, flushed out basically immediately. Now I had a sizable position. So why did I have a sizable position when we just basically took out the entire day's range in less than an hour? Well, a couple of reasons. We had a gap that was holding, a sizable gap. If this gap was not below us, I probably would not have done that trade, would have gotten out below the opening and took whatever loss I had. We had a sizable gap. We had higher value all day. We had 8 wide. At this time, as M period went along, obviously I knew we weren't going to get back to POC. But I didn't even need it because the more we flushed out, the more I bought. The indices, even though they came in a lot, were still up over 1%. So I thought the odds of totally flushing and filling the gap was slim. I got long about 160, 170 calls. It came back up. I didn't even need the opening. I should have held on to it after the opening because it got above the opening and ran. But it got back to the opening. Everything I was out, I made back and more. Now, is that a proper trade? I'm not saying for everybody to do it. I'm not saying I would have been totally right. Who's to say we couldn't have gone down another $1? Well, then I really would have been sucking wind. But based on all those things I told you, I was comfortable with that position at that time. I'm flat. I had a good day. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Now, destinations. Your upside destination, first one is A's low. So whereas I thought we would certainly have a possibility of a price probe to the upside, we have a price probe to the downside. So A's low of 286.26 is our first destination. Then we don't have anything to today's high, 289.24. Now I know this ES had us a poor high. We do not have a poor high. We did not have 9 wide. We don't have single prints. So 289.24, and then above that 289.68, 10 wide from April 30th, and then 292.24 daily high. For the downside, we have today's low of 285.75 and then filling the gap at 283.90. So even though we ate into it, it's still fairly large. It's 185 points. Below that, we have the price probe that was accepted yesterday. L's high from yesterday at 283.40. And then don't forget, 2 sets of single prints. 283.04 to 282.61. And then 282.25 to 282.11. And then 281.28. 9 wide. So, is this just price puking up because of the little tweet? Could be. If it is, and people realize there's nothing really new came out of what those Fed speakers were saying, well, you might just see it grind up again tonight. Or you might have the algorithm so agitated that they take it out and go down. Now, I know this video is getting long. I want to show you that poor structure that never repaired, and then we'll go to the charts. So bear with me. And usually these always get repaired. I got to bring this down to 1 tick increments and then go over to the right to L. So let me just see if there was any in M. No. Okay. So here's L period. Look how this was going down on light volume. Poor structure. You missed a couple of ticks. Poor structure. You missed a couple of ticks. Poor structure here. Poor structure here. Now that's rare. That's very rare in SPY because we trade in 1 tick increments. Now maybe I should have, that was a heads up. That was at the high of the day basically. Right? Here's the high of the day. We missed it on poor structure and then started going down. I was like, wow, I should be getting long. But I held on. I didn't want to get long yet because we started accelerating. So at least I didn't get long all the way up here. That's for sure. But that's what poor structure is. Usually gets repaired the same day. Now, the next day, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't have any odds or statistics on that. For me, it gets repaired that day. That's why I take the structure trade, not for the next day. Okay? Now, let's go to the charts. Monthly. Inside month, 1 time framing down. However, even with this flush out, we're still above the trend line. So the buyers are trying. Weekly. At one point today, it looked like the weekly was going to try to close above 288.52. I mean, it's more important for me on the week it closes above that. Right? We got up to 289.25. It looked like it was hanging there until we flushed out. Firmly in balance. Below the 287 again. That level is not going to be given up easily. And then the daily, we went from balance to down to strictly balance. Not a pretty candle, right? The way we closed. We did close this gap. We now have this gap. So do the sellers continue tomorrow? We take out today's low and fill it and go down to the bottom of the balance? Or was that just price going down in L&M because of a tweet, because of a headline that set them off, and tomorrow we at least try to take back most of what we lost this afternoon? I hope you had a good day trading. Have a great night, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.